Jam, plus Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. And now, balding web tycoon, Dave Letterman.
Thank you. Beautiful day here in New York City. What a beautiful, it's fantastic. It's all across the country. It's beautiful today. As a matter of fact, it's so warm. Remember that TGIF where the guy found the finger in his hamburger?
Oh yeah.
It was so warm today they were putting fingers in the frozen daiquiris.
Wow.
They got
Warm. That's warm.
So here's what's going on. You know this street magician, David Blaine? You know anything about this guy? Yeah. Well, he does all kind of wacky stuff. He spent like a month on ice. He spent like a month being buried alive. He was up on a pole. And Monday night on ABC, one of these new David Blaine specials, he will go underwater, hold his breath for 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Yeah. He comes out, and then the rest of the show, he does this. Tremendous.
That's a show.
This is a big weekend. You know what happens tomorrow? You know what happens tomorrow? The Mission Impossible 3, MI3. Talk about an impossible mission. Tom Cruise has to find a man for Condoleezza Rice. Also tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Everybody gets in the spirit of Cinco de Mayo. Limbaugh tested positive for margaritas. Wait a minute. Here's something. Are you worried about the bird flu?
Well, of course.
Yeah. You know they're saying it's going to be a pandemic, so the best thing you can do is sterilize your pans. But thank you. The government, the United States Department of Health, has issued their guidelines now to prevent yourself from getting the bird flu. Here's what you do. Wear a surgical mask to work. Stay 3 feet from coworkers. Don't shake hands. So, who's crazy now, huh? You know? This is the other thing we heard from the White House this week. They say that President Bush actually can speak Spanish. But not very well. In other words, about the same as English. That's what we heard. How about this? This is a tremendous story. There's a woman living in El Salvador, celebrated her 128th birthday. 128th birthday, oldest woman in the world, and fellas, she's single. Are you worried on it when it gets warm like this? Do you think to yourself, maybe there's something to that global warming? Do you think, maybe the global warming? Yeah, well, it's going to be bad. I was talking to a friend of mine who works down in Washington at the Weather Bureau down there, and he was saying, don't kid yourself, this global warming is deadly serious. As a matter of fact, in 10 years, they believe in 10 years, Hillary Clinton will be completely defrosted. It's that serious. Hey, pause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Listen carefully. We have such a tremendous show, and I want to explain it to you so there's no misunderstandings, no mistaking about what's going to happen here tonight on the program. First of all, a good, dear old friend of ours who, by the way, I have not seen 2.5, maybe 3 years. And I understand, I heard something that maybe she got married and that perhaps has kids, even twins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have not seen her in 2.5, 3 years. Is here tonight, and America's sweetheart, and now the queen of Broadway, the lovely Julia Roberts.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me,
I called her myself. What?
Dave.
Yes. Oh, guy in the audience. Yes, sir.
Did you say Julia Roberts?
Yes, sir, I did. The lovely Julia Roberts.
Not Doris Roberts?
No.
Oh, man. I came all that way for nothing. I'm out of here.
What we've learned here is that it's difficult to act and run at the same time. But I'll tell you why I'm excited about this Julia Roberts. First of all, she's an Academy Award winner, and for some reason I find that exciting. And
Well, everybody gets turned on by different
well,
things.
sure, to each his own. Now, listen, she's a lovely woman, and we've known her now for 20 years at least. And there was a time when I thought maybe there was a thing, or as the kids say, thang.
Yeah.
But now I don't know if there might be a thing or a thang.
We all thought there was a chemistry.
There could have
for
been.
sure.
Didn't you
There
think
were
for a while
sparks.
there was like that one night maybe something?
Oh, that more than one night.
Yeah. And now she's run off and got married.
Yeah.
And has the family.
Yeah.
And I think that changes everything, don't you?
I don't know. Not necessarily.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes me, because I'm not nowhere, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because normally she would come out and but
You-
I don't.
you
I don't
would
think,
normally, yeah.
I would take the opportunity as host of a program
Sure.
to caress and hug her inappropriately.
who would blame you? But tonight,
No, I don't think I can. Thank you.
all right.
She's starring in the Broadway production of 3 Days of Rain at the Bernard B. Jacobs Theater through June 8th. The lovely Julia Roberts. Now, also on the program, here's something you really got to pay close attention to. We have Pearl Jam right there.
Finally.
And look at this.
I remember those.
These are what records used to be, and they've got it out in vinyl.
Ooh.
You can go to any yard sale in the country and pick up a record player for these.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be great.
That's the way our parents used to listen to music.
Exactly, and then they
Sure.
would dance and grope in the living room. So tonight, Pearl Jam will be here. Now, this is tremendous. They're going to perform on the show. Immediately after the show,
Yes.
they will be doing in the Ed Sullivan Theater here a concert. Holy crap! It's a podcast. Is it a podcast?
What the hell is, what is a podcast?
I think it's a podcast.
What is a podcast?
I don't know. I have no idea.
See, I didn't think you
I've
knew.
been dying to say that,
I didn't
though.
think you
I
knew.
think this was a podcast.
Yeah.
Is it a podcast?
Well, is that anything like a webcast?
I don't know about
A
that.
webcast, I know.
Okay, well, let's start over.
Podcast.
Right after the show,
Yes.
Pearl Jam will be doing a concert live here in our theater.
That's great.
And if you go to is it our website or Pearl Jam's website? Our website.
Our own website.
How generous of these guys to do this on our...
Isn't that
yeah.
nice, really?
Yeah, and then...
Oh, I know what it is.
Huh?
I just figured it out.
What?
You could go to our website, see the concert, download
exactly.
it into
Right.
your iPod, and listen to it anytime
That's
you
right.
want.
But here's what
Is that
happens.
the thing?
No.
Oh.
What it does, they will do it and they shoot it to our website. We then shoot it on the main trunk to the substation. At the substation, then it becomes a podcast compatible transmission.
Okay.
After it comes out of the substation,
Yeah.
then it's a podcast.
That it's a... All right. Who... If you say so. Whatever you say.
In New York City, I don't know if you know this or not, but we have folks from out of town. New York City is now one of the safest large cities in the world.
That's great.
I don't care what you're talking about. One of the safest large cities in the world.
Fantastic.
And you know why?
Why?
At every major intersection in New York City, they now have video surveillance cameras.
I read about this.
Yes, and the mayor of the city, whose name is...
Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
Michael Bloomberg, he said, Dave, to promote the safety of the city, I'm going to let you show some of these video surveillance cameras live. Ooh. Let's take a look. Let's see where this one is. This one is at the corner. That's Sector 8. I'm not exactly sure where that is. Sector... Oh, wait a minute. It looks like... Oh, something's going down.
Oh, my goodness.
And now he just...
See that? What you can see on these? We're watching everything.
Talk about a podcast.
I'm telling you. In his pants.
In my pants.
Pants.
Okay, everybody, sit right close to the TV because it's time for a new segment. It's called Live with Regis and Kelly, Highlight of the Night.
Now you're talking my language.
It's from the Regis Lee and Kelly Lee show.
Yes.
Live with Regis and Kelly, Highlight of the Night. Take a look. Here we go.
Ready?
Set. Actually, it came out great, Joe. It looks great.
That's the topper.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's take another look at one of the security cameras. I think this one's a little closer to home. This may actually be right in our neighborhood. Let's take a look. This is an NYPD security camera. Section 36. I know where that is. Hey, wait a minute. Hey. Well, there's a crime right there. Was somebody... What? Oh. That was Rupert G. You better call the police. Turn him in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give you a chance to catch your breath because now it's time for great moments in presidential speeches. Great moments in presidential speeches.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
That's what happens. Term, you get a little... We have the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, they have their say on any product in America, from Crisco to cat food. It has to be approved by the FDA. Now, not everything gets approved. Some items get submitted and are rejected.
I see.
So rejected by the FDA, and I have a buddy who works down at the FDA in Washington.
Who is that?
Carl, and he collects the rejected items and he shoots them up here, and we like to show them to you folks. Paul, do you have music for this? Here we go.
You would never believe the kind of crazy products that have been rejected by the FDA. Rejected FDA product.
Yeah. You're not going to believe some of these things. You're not going to believe some of these things. What the hell is wrong with you people, the FDA said, as they gave an unequivocal thumbs down to Bird's Eye monkey pot pie.
I don't know.
Monkey, can you believe? Well, they said no. Thank goodness.
What's wrong with that?
Would have been in your freezer cases. This one I don't understand at all. Consumers love a bargain, but the FDA had some concerns about this cut-rate product, gently used Irish Spring.
Joe, I see. That's
anything, I'll tell you, anything goes to anything to make a buck.
What they'll try to do, to sneak by the
Just
FDA.
makes you sick, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
They certainly looked refreshing, but the feds took one look at the ingredients list and said no to Windexicle. Made with real Windex. Windexicle.
Dexicle, yeah.
Windexicle.
Either way, neither are funny, but...
That won't be on the podcast. That won't be on the podcast. Well, I tell you something, and I don't blame this guy for this. You know that Emeril Lagasse, the big popular
I know
chef?
who he is, sure.
And it's tough to make a living in the restaurant business, so you got to be resourceful, you got to be fruitful, you got to always be thinking, you got to be innovative. But I'm glad the FDA said no to this. Look at this. Emeril's restaurant table scraps. You know, I just...
Hey.
Enough. Enough is enough.
Hey.
Some things I recognize, some things I don't. This, for example, I'm not quite sure what that is. But stick to reporting the news, Wolf. That's what the FDA suggested as they put the kibosh on Blitzer's own olive oil and beard trimmings.
Blitzer's own.
Blitzer's own.
Beard trimmings.
Yeah, we don't need that one. Okay. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Thank God for the FDA.
Oh.
It's a trusted name in poultry, but the FDA refused to cut any slack to Purdue for their feet and beaks. Feet and beaks.
Feet and beaks, yeah. Feet and beaks.
Some stuff here I recognize. Now, this is interesting. I don't know what the problem with this. Not dangerous, just really, really stupid. That was the ruling that killed Kellogg's individually wrapped Rice Krispies. Look at that. I don't know.
No, you can't.
I don't even understand. I mean, is that a way to make a lot of money?
Where are you going to go with that?
I don't know, exactly. Good point, Paul. Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
That's an excellent point. Where are you going to go?
Now, are Pearl Jam going to show some of these during and between songs?
I doubt it.
On the pod? Okay.
I would doubt that.
On the web pod?
How about this? Now, this is obvious. This is from Gerber's. The FDA said no thanks. Look at that. 5-alarm chili.
Ooh.
Look at the baby breathing the...
Yeah, breathing fire. Wow.
You don't need that. You don't need that. You hate to see that. I have to admit, the kid in me thought this was a great idea. Trust those killjoys in Washington to say no to Oreos, just stuff.
Oh, just... Yes. I'll tell you. It wouldn't be too bad. Sounds like a delicious idea to me.
This is the stuff they
put in between the oil. It's the stuff in between the oil.
Well, you would never believe the kind of crazy products that have been rejected by the FDA. Rejected FDA products.
Thank you very much, Paul. What a show. The lovely Julia Roberts, ladies and gentlemen. And Pearl Jam, and I understand now that it's not a podcast. I'm going to try and make it a podcast. Okay. So before the evening is finished, we'll try our best to get it to be a podcast.
All right.
Right now, we think it's a webcast.
Well, where's a webcast?
We have one of those can we take another look at one of those video surveillance cameras?
Oh, I'd love
Just
to.
one more. This is Sector 29. Oh, that's near the museum, I think.
I recognize that, yeah. Uh-oh.
Wait a minute, what is that? Rats aplenty. We'll be right back with the lovely Julia Roberts, everybody.
From 5 decades of entertainment, our most celebrated television stars are coming to create the television event. TV Week Logie Awards, Sunday from 7:30 on Win Television.
The lovely Julia Roberts is here, and also Pearl Jam. Look at this beautiful photograph of a lovely avocado.
That's
Isn't that
great,
nice?
yes.
And if you take a look, you turn it around. I love that you would talk about getting more for your money. See that right there? Mm-hmm. Take a look around. It's been pitted. It's been pitted.
Yes.
It's been pitted. Ladies and gentlemen, here's tonight's top 10 list. Let's try that. Here's an interesting story. Maybe you heard about this. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. A 33-year-old man in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, married a woman who happens to be 104 years old.
Wow.
Yes. Who knew Joan Rivers lived in Malaysia?
Oh, come on now.
Did you know that she had moved to Kuala Lumpur?
I'm called for and mean.
Married a 104-year-old woman, saying mutual respect and friendship had turned to love.
See that? How
had
things
turned
happen?
to love, yeah.
Relationships.
The category tonight, as a result, questions to ask yourself before marrying a 104-year-old woman.
Yeah, that would be...
Here we go, number 10. Will I get along with her parents?
Well, I don't know if you...
Number 9. What if the day after we get married I meet a hot 103-year-old?
Oh.
Number 8. Will wedding cake fit through a straw? Number 7. Should I go on Springer or Montel? Number 6, do I mind that her ex is Orville Wright? Married to Orville Wright. Yeah.
Sure.
I'd be proud.
Of course.
Sure. Number 5, does Sunnyvale Retirement Home offer a honeymoon package? Number 4, would I be better off marrying two 52-year-olds?
Okay.
Number 3, will this still be a good idea when the tequila wears off? Number 2, how much longer can I make her believe I'm Bob Barker? And the number 1 question to ask yourself before marrying a 104-year-old woman, when do we get to consummate this bad boy? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our first guest is an Academy Award-winning actress currently making her Broadway debut at the Bernard B. Jacobs Theater in a play entitled 3 Days of Rain. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the lovely Julia Roberts. So, Julia... Thank you, Julia, for coming. And I know people will say, oh, I'm just kissing up to you and stuff like that, like they do on talk shows. You look tremendous. I haven't seen you in almost 3 years. You've had 2 kids, and by God, you look better than ever. Good for you. How about that? Look at that. So what's it like? You got 2 kids. You got a boy and a girl. They're twins?
Yes,
Yep.
they're...
2.5 years old?
No.
How old are they?
17 months.
17 months, year and a half, more or
Yeah.
less.
How old's Harry?
He's 2.5.
Yeah, so perfect age for Hazel.
Hazel
and Harry.
Oh, what a
Wouldn't
sweet
that
little
be
name.
cute?
That is nice. I have an Aunt Hazel. I've always been fond of that name. I think it's very sweet. So what is it like? I mean, 1 kid will make you psycho. What's it like having 2?
I guess it's like, you know how some things are so, ugly, they become beautiful again? This is so psycho that it's fantastic.
Right, right. Is it, and twins, now, I don't know much about twins. You have twins in your family, is that right? Other members of your family have twins?
Yes, but I don't think that fraternal twins, I think that's just luck and being older.
Now, fraternal twins, the biologic difference between fraternal twins and identical twins is what?
Well, it's 1 egg splits.
That's the identical.
Yes.
Right. And the other is two ready to go.
2 eggs come down the pike at the same time.
Kind of like Denny's Grand Slam breakfast. I don't even know what that means.
Horrible.
But now tell us, you have a boy and a girl, so right there you would have differences, but do you notice similarities that are eerie because of the twinship, or it doesn't apply in the fraternal twins?
I don't think, it's not applying yet. I mean, they seem to really love each other.
Right.
But he's sort of very boyish and masculine, and he has red hair and big green eyes, and she's very girly and has very blonde hair and blue eyes.
And do they approach similar tasks in different fashions?
They do.
Yeah.
As would you and I.
Yes. Yeah. Give us an example of likes and dislikes. One likes something, one doesn't like something.
He likes blueberries. She likes her daddy.
Oh, that's sweet. That must be very sweet.
Do you want to see what my husband gave me for my birthday? And I just yesterday that my birthday's in October.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'd like to see it.
Go low. It's down here.
Oh, they have them right there. Those are nice. That's very sweet. That's very. I think that's very cute. And that reminds me of you have a home, a ranch kind of a home. Now, do the kids know when they're on the ranch?
Yes.
Yeah. What sort of things do the kids do there?
They run around like banshees and yeah, but they do that in Manhattan too.
Yeah.
Just less grass.
Right. Do you find what I found that, and I know that this will never change until I drop dead. I'm always tired. Always tired.
Yeah.
Does that bother you? Do you get tired?
I don't get tired of you, but I get tired.
You hear that? You know, I don't.
Haven't you missed me?
Missed you. I thought you would move to Mexico, for God's sakes. It's been 3 years since you've been here.
Yeah, but you say all the girls, like when I first was brave enough to come on the show, that was back in the day when you weren't sweet.
Oh, I've always...
No, you were tough.
Really?
You were tough. You were tough, and I was brave enough to come on, and I felt that somehow that...
We had a little thing there,
We had a thing because of that, and now, like, all the girls are lovely or pretty or fantastic or have,
But you know I'm when I say that to the other girls. God. Now, when you're on the ranch, do you worry about the wild animals? Do wild animals ever come in and get you?
You know, can I tell you, actually? Well, no, there aren't any, except this one time when I was standing in the house, and we have this big wall of windows out into the yard, which kind of goes and goes. And this enormous, what I thought, upon first seeing it, was an ostrich. Not a common thing to see in New Mexico.
Yeah, I wouldn't think New Mexican ostrich.
Turns out it was an emu.
An emu?
Which looks a lot like an ostrich, this giant bird with these plumes.
Yeah, and they're very dangerous.
It was running so fast across the yard, and one of my dogs, Marfa, was hot on its tail, literally.
Good.
And it was terrifying.
But why is there an emu in New Mexico? Well,
there's an emu farm. I shouldn't be saying this now because that emu is probably missing, and they'll come to my house now.
Now, wait a minute. Hey, would you... Larry, we just got a tip on the missing emu. Now, what do they do at the emu farm?
I don't know. There isn't one. I've never seen one.
All right. Okay, I understand. But doesn't that sound like a children's book? What do they do at the emu farm? It sounds like by Margaret Wise Brown. Now, when you finish up your run here on Broadway, and are you looking toward future movie projects that we might want to hear about now?
Well, I have the next movie that I'm doing. I'm already set up for that, which is a movie that will be directed by Mike Nichols, the fantastic Mike Nichols, which will star Tom Hanks. And
well, there you go. Now we're talking. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
And we're hoping Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's fantastic also,
too, yeah,
so that would be nice.
What about me? I could be in this movie. This is a movie I could be in.
You could be in this
I could
movie,
be like
actually.
Tom Hanks' older brother.
Just grow your hair long.
Just a little something. Yeah, Tom Hanks' older, slower brother. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's got to be a and it's probably a romantic comedy, isn't it?
It is not at all.
No, of course not. It's a Western.
Yes. No, it's based on a book, Charlie Wilson's War. It's a true story.
Oh, I've heard of the book, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. And that'll begin shooting soon? Shooting soon. That'll begin shooting soon. The years have not been kind to me. We'll be right back with Julia Roberts, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. You got to go to the theater soon?
Yes.
How many people fit in the theater every night? Is it like 500, 600, something like that?
Well, I thought it was 350, but it's 1,100.
1,100, that's a lot of folks. And of course, sometimes, and I guess it's always been this way with live audiences, and you're doing a play, but people, being humans, do what they do. And sometimes people playing with candy wrappers and having the orange pop and the cell phones and that kind of crap, and talking with one another. Do you experience much of that when you're working?
A little bit of that. There's, it seems to be people that sit close feel the most compulsion to behave as though they're still at home.
Yeah. And do they try to talk to you while you're on stage?
Well, or talk about me. Which, you know.
Like you're not, well, they probably think you're like on TV or something.
I'm not.
Yes. Yeah. But it must be exhilarating night after night, isn't it?
It is. It's thrilling. It's my dream come to life, my professional dream.
But I'll tell you sometimes what happens to me. Some nights it'll be a great night. Some nights it won't be great, and I'll come out here and just loaf through it.
Yeah, phone it in.
Like tonight. But you can do all manner of other thing in your head while you're still doing the show. Do you ever do that? Do you ever wonder how the kids are? Wonder what they're doing? Are they in bed now? We need milk. I got to go get bread. Do you have kind of an inner dialogue while you're doing the show?
No. No, I do sometimes, but not in an unfocused, not present way.
That's because you're a professional. But the thing about the show, it rains in your...
It rains.
Yeah.
Well, the play is called 3 Days of Rain,
Right.
so what would we be without the rain?
Exactly. But how do they get it to rain indoors like that?
It's pretty spectacular looking. It's quite beautiful. And I'm lucky. I'm the only person of the three of us, Bradley Cooper and Paul Rudd, who star in the play with me. They both, at different points, have to stand in the rain, and I am the only one that gets to maintain my hair.
As it should be. And has the rain ever been a distraction, even though you're not standing in it? Has anything ever gone haywire that's affected your...
Some people get wet. And it's not, I mean, you know, it's not a Gallagher show. Everyone should stay dry.
Oh, it's not a Gallagher show. Gallagher's not in it. Oh, see, I thought maybe he was. Before we do a commercial, I want to show people a very, very sweet photograph.
Oh, me and my mother.
This is something called In Style. I can't read it because the woman's head is right there in the way. In Style. This is you and your lovely mother. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. How about that? What a sweet photograph that is. There's your mom. That's very nice. I bet she loves the grandkids, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Yeah,
she
that's very
does.
sweet.
She's crazy about them, and they love her.
Have you noticed, a fellow said to me one time, and I was panic-stricken about having a child, and he said, don't worry. He said, one of the great things about it is it brings so much love into your house. And I didn't know what he was talking about until, of course, I saw it happen. It's just a great thing, yeah. And now also, I didn't know if you were aware of this, that my mother is in this issue, too.
Oh, God. Where is she? What are you doing?
There she is. There she is, right there.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118 that odd? That is my mother. And I think I must have been out of town the day they took the photo. We'll be right back with Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts is here. Tell us a little bit about your mother. When you were a kid, were you trouble for your mom? You a pretty good kid? How did that go?
I think I was a pretty good kid.
Yeah?
Yeah. Boring and not that bright, but, you know,
Not
happy.
that bright, you say?
Well, you know.
You seem very bright to me.
Well, thank you.
What kind of grades did you get?
Very average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So did I. I got average grades. But
Look at us now.
Exactly. That's right. Since you were here, your friend Oprah was on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you were sweet.
Yeah.
Thank
you for the flowers.
Yes.
That was very nice.
You're welcome.
Very nice.
We have a little flower relationship.
That's right. We keep swapping flowers.
Yes.
Now, do you see Oprah often?
I saw her. Well, she came in that she's a very loving and supportive friend. Came from Chicago. Mm-hmm. Canceled a few of her shows. Yes. In order to come to my opening. I know. Which is just down the 8 blocks away.
I know. That's the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
Loving and caring.
But I'm sure you have mail stacked up to here. If you go through it, you'll probably find that invitation.
You got my note about the rash. Have you enjoyed the experience on Broadway?
Yes,
Good
very
for you.
much.
3 days of rain, and it continues June 18th. That'll be your closing night?
That will be it.
And then you and the family take some time off, have some fun for the summer?
Yeah, just wrestle and...
Just wrestle?
Kiss.
Wrestle and kiss?
Don't you do that at your house?
Yeah, we kind of a little rough housing, yeah.
Now, have you gotten married yet to Harry's mom?
Well, it's at the Bernard B. Jacobs Theater. 3 days of rain. It's the paperwork is still at the courthouse. The notary went out sick or something. But you know it'll happen when a day opens up on the calendar. I can't tell you how happy I am for you and how nice it is to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for being here. The lovely Julia Roberts. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with Pearl Jam. Thank you. Thank you very much. So much. This is very impressive right here. Our next guests are a wonderful rock and roll band and longtime favorites around here, and this is their new eponymous album right there, Pearl Jam. Please welcome back to this program, Pearl Jam.
Inside your head.
I can't do that. Nice job. Pearl Jam, everybody. We'll be right back. How about that Pearl Jam? You know what I'm saying? Still getting it done. Taking care of business.
Smoked it.
And by the time you have seen this, you will all already have enjoyed them on our podcast.
Is it going to be a podcast?
No, it's not a podcast now. It's a webcast.
Webcast, yeah.
And we're hoping one day to work our way up to a podcast. But my thanks to Pearl Jam. Great to have them back here in the theater. Also, my thanks to Julia Roberts. Lovelier than ever.
Great to have her back.
And tomorrow on the program, Vince Vaughn and singer KT Tunstall. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
No dice, Kenny.